Before we get too far in, I just want to thank you guys for hitting the subscribe button over the last couple of weeks. I notice every time that number goes up and it really means a lot to me. So I thank you guys for doing that. All right, so as you can see, I'm trying something different. If you prefer this, please let me know in the comments. If you're used to watching my videos, you'll notice that I have changed from my usual background of the rest of my apartment. I think this looks a little bit more professional, but the other look I feel is a little bit more me. It's a little bit more like you get to see me, my apartment, who I am. So just let me know in the comments and let me know what you think, but we'll get into the video. If you're new here, you'd be doing me a huge favor if you just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and if you decide later that I'm a dickhead, you can just unsubscribe. So the other day, against my better judgment, I watched a video of me describing and explaining my feelings about Jiu Jitsu after a couple of months. I think I said about 3 months, and my first experience rolling or sparring doing Jiu Jitsu. I've now been doing it for just over 12 months, and I thought I'd do the same thing again and give my thoughts 12 months in. For those of you that aren't aware, Jiu Jitsu is a grappling style martial art. It originated from Judo in Japan and was later developed by the Gracies in Brazil. There's two common styles of Jiu Jitsu. One is with the traditional outfit known as a gi, and one without. The one I train is without the gi. Jiu Jitsu takes your opponent's strength and renders it not useless, but less of an advantage by utilizing speed, position, and leverage. I fell in love with Jiu Jitsu because it's a lot like speed chess with your body. Even though I train hard, here's me being strong as fuck. And I deal with dynamic situations regularly. None of that seemed to matter. When you step on the mat with someone who does Jiu Jitsu and they know more Jiu Jitsu than you do, they know more chess than you do. So when you verse someone who knows chess better than you do, you lose. What it came down to every single time was who knows more Jiu Jitsu. I haven't really described a fun activity. Speed chess, colliding bodies, getting choked out. The fun part of Jiu Jitsu is when you start to learn incremental parts of it. There are very simple, basic motor movements that anybody can do, that anyone can learn, that form the critical aspects of Jiu Jitsu. The first time I was live rolling and I controlled an arm, controlled an ankle, and swept my opponent, which means to take myself from being on my back on the bottom and reversing the position where I was now on top and in a better position to attack the person who I was rolling with. Those moments where you realize you've learnt something, you've implemented it, and then you've taken yourself from a bad position into a better position, those get extremely addictive. Because that's where it starts. It starts with something small like a sweep, because then it moves to a guard pass. Then it moves from a guard pass to a transition to another better position. And through that whole learning process, you're going to be threatened with submissions like arm locks, threatened with getting choked, but each incremental step of learning gets you submitted less and gets you able to control your opponent more readily. This is probably the one part of the old video that I made that I agree most with. You get people that are really friendly, they'll choke you out and then teach you how to not let that happen to you again. Because that also improves them. Because if they can't choke you out the way they did it, they have to learn a new way to do it. So the whole process is just everyone trying to get better, and nobody has an ego about it because everyone has been exactly where you've been. There's few activities that I've ever started in my life that I've decided once having started that I will do for the rest of my life, and this is definitely one of them. At the end of the day, it's an extremely fun way to exercise. It's a way to defend yourself, it's a way to get a mental workout. When you're on the mats and you're rolling, there is zero chance of you thinking about the documents at work that you needed to complete or that email you forgot to send to Karen. None of that is going to be in your brain when you're defending a choke or an arm lock or anything like that on the mats. So if I could encourage anyone to do anything today that's not hit my subscribe button, it would definitely be to find your local jiu-jitsu gym and go down and ask to sit in for a free class just to watch if that's what you feel like doing. And if you feel up to it, go in and sign up and get on the mats because you will not regret it. I look forward to making more and better content for you guys. So one more time, if I could ask that you hit the subscribe button, it really helps me out. And I still have a portfolio update coming in the coming weeks. So if you're interested in any of that, I do make videos about finance and the money or the stocks that I purchase. So I'll leave a link to that in the description, and I'll do the link things up here. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe or whatever other buttons there are to share the content, and I'll see you in the next video.